as we get to this conversation on utility rates, it's easy to say that we have a revenue problem, but we have to first confirm that we don't have an expenditure problem. When public utilities is running a deficit and has no cash in the reserves, and yet has money to buy $1,000 tables for, say, the city, we might have an expenditure problem and not a revenue one. So before we go to folks in fixed incomes and ask for more money, I want to make sure we don't have an expenditure problem first.
Member Arias, you've been taking pot shots at the mayor all day, and I feel like I have to respond. So first of all, last year in the fiscal 23 budget, we did make a statement in the budget that all of the any vehicle that was commercially available in an electric format or hybrid format, whether it be the new park ranger vehicles, undercover vehicles for PD, the directive was put in place that those would be either zero or low emission vehicles. So we did take leadership in that effort starting with last year. Secondary, you know, seriously, you want to talk about a table at the state of the city? Okay, that's fine if you want to go down that road. But realistically, let's really talk about this. We're talking about buying garbage trucks at twice the cost. What is driving the need to raise utility rates is equipment and personnel mostly, okay, right? In the millions of dollars, fine. You know what? If you want to take a pot shot at a $500 table, $1,000 table for the state of the city, that's fine. But I personally, I think that's a little bit petty. But realistically, says the council member who publicly said in the newspaper that you're not going to support utility rate increases while taking pot shots saying we're not being leaders. How can we be leaders when our colleagues are publicly throwing holes already before we've even presented anything at saying you're not going to support it? So you put us in a very difficult negative position where we are trying to show leadership of having a mayor coming out and saying something that's very unpopular for any elected official, especially in Fresno, that we have to raise utility rates. It's not something any elected official wants to do, but yet he took the bold stance to say that it's irresponsible not to. The utility is a business operation of the city. It's an enterprise function. We are to run it as a business. We're not to make a profit. We're to charge only what it costs to run the business. So to be on record already saying you're not going to support a utility rate increase, but then today saying we're not showing leadership by coming out and being forceful on low emission or zero emission vehicle, I think it's very disingenuous. It's very frustrating. And you put us in a very difficult position of not being able to win. We're damned if we do, damned if we don't, and it's extremely frustrating and disingenuous. And I think we need to be having more productive conversations about what the solutions are on how we're going to get there, instead of criticism of what we aren't doing and we're not showing enough leadership, because we have shown leadership, more so in the last 2 years on major issues for this city.
Let's do this, folks. I think it's getting a little heated. I think we're starting to spin our wheels. I appreciate the input everybody gave, but I'm going to ask that we move on to the next item at this time. Thank you, Director.
Thank you.